You know, to some it may seem like a luxury, but in hotter climates like where I am in Nevada, keeping cool could be a matter of life and death. So today I'm going to show you a new way to do just that. This is the Newair 14,000 BTU portable air conditioner and heater. And I'm going to show you why I think this is a really handy thing to have as an everyday prep for a prepper. Let's check it out. So a lot of people are going to think, what the heck is he reviewing now? But there is a reason to this. My opinion is being a prepper makes you ready for complete disaster, end of the world type scenarios. But also there's everyday little annoyances that you might run into in life in general. Now, one of the biggest things that I've seen in my particular experience out here in the desert is the fact that air conditioning is pretty darn important. Before I had window units many years ago, my central AC went down, and it was during a heat wave. Now, I have a home warranty, so anything that breaks in my house, I pay a deductible, and they fix it, whether it's $20,000 or $100. So I call them up, and of course, because it's a heat wave, everybody's busy, no one's available, and I'm stuck for a week in my house during a heat wave with no air conditioning. Now, I did have a swamp cooler. It helped a little bit, but not really. And honestly, even with the low humidity out here, it made it very humid in the house and very sticky. So that's when I decided to get some window units for my house. However, my house has those annoying windows. If you've ever seen them, they open this way instead of this way. So it became quite a chore to put those in a hurry. Also, too, they really weren't enough to cool down a large area, whereas something like this will be. So today, we're going to take a look at this. I'm going to show you all its features. It is not only an air conditioner, but a heater as well. Now, my main goal for this, and the reason I purchased this to begin with, was to have it out here in my workspace in my garage so that I can keep cool, okay? Especially in the summer months when I'm out here doing videos. It's one of the reasons I do videos early in the morning. I just got used to doing it from trying to beat the heat by being out here early. It's really annoying to be out here trying to do a video like a stove video or a cooking video, and I'm sitting here sweating my brains out. So that's really my purchase for this, but this is also an excellent emergency backup unit. The power draw on it is rather high. It's a 1200 watt unit. I mean, you know, when I was testing it with my kilowatt, it was 1200 watts, 1240 about. So we are going to run it on some kind of backup system as well as wall power, and I'll show you how that works. We'll just quickly plug it into the backup system to show you that it does work with it. You can do this off of a home-built solar system as long as your inverter is high enough. You can also do this off a larger, more powerful power station, which is what we'll be demoing today. I'm going to be using a power station to show you it works, as well as plugging it into the wall and giving it a good test. So the first thing I want to get into before we get too far in the weeds here is to show you its controls and explain to you how this thing works. So let's check it out. So the first thing I want to show you is it will run with that Anchor Powerhouse 747. No problem at all. It is putting out there. We're going to test it inside. But I want to show you all the controls up top and how everything works when we come back. So I'm going to zoom the camera in a little bit, and we're going to check it out. Alright, so I got it running here. We're going to get into the controller and all the buttons on top first. I just wanted to show you what it was like running in the background. You can see there's really not that much noise from it, and we're right up on it, like that far away. So that's why this makes a good air conditioning unit inside your home. Especially for me, I wanted something quiet because I'm going to be doing videos, and I don't want loud background noise all the time. Bad enough my heat pump runs all the time in the background of videos. At least this will keep it from running. So the air compressor is kicked on. It does take 3 minutes to kick on. So you're going to run this for 3 minutes, and then it will kick on after the 3 minutes are up. But I want to zoom in closely here and give you some information on all the buttons and the features and show you this neat little remote control that pretty much runs the whole unit. So now with it off, I want to go through some of the features of the unit itself. This does have quiet operation, which you just heard. It's fairly quiet. It does have a self-evaporative system. We will show you the evaporator on the bottom. It'll show you the water drain on the bottom. Basically what this will do is as the water collects in there, it will run it over the coils over and over again to even cool the unit off more, thus saving you from having to drain it and keeping the coils cooler and cooler, a little more efficient that way. Now you can use this as a heater, and we'll get into the modes up here in a second. Okay, so it will heat too. It's almost like a portable heat pump. Now this does drain quite a bit of power. I had it up to 1340 watts when I had it on the power bank when it kicked on. So this does drain quite a bit of power. So if you're going to do this on solar or backup power, you have to remember that this is going to take a lot of power. It's going to be a whole lot more powerful than a 5000 BTU window unit, but it also is going to cool a larger space. Supposedly they say this will cool up or dehumidify or heat a 500 square foot space. So it's good for larger rooms or open concept type living spaces. The fan airflow is 250 CFMs, so you'll enjoy nice total comfort year-round with this thing. I really am amazed at how cold the air is coming out. Now you'll notice this flap that goes up and down as you turn it on. That you can control via the remote, okay? That is the swing function right there. And that will swing it up and down to kind of oscillate a little bit to get the air going in every direction you want it, from low to high. Generally what I do is I point it up as high as I can and let it blow straight out, or blow it straight out at me where I'm going to be. So quickly, the controls up top, this is your power right here. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so you can see, or move you in a little bit. Okay, there you go. That's your power. These are your modes here. You got heat, cool, fan, and dry. This is also a dehumidifier. So this will dehumidify the air as well as air condition. So if you just want the dehumidifier and you don't want the air conditioner, you'll put it in dry mode. This will control your temperature up and down, okay? These are your fan speeds, and this is your timer. You can set this to go on a 24-hour timer, 12-hour, 6-hour, whatever. So when you're done, when you don't need it anymore, let's say you wake up and it's cool in the morning, you can turn it off. Now let's look at the back really quick and show you how that vent connects, and show you the drain for the water when you do have to drain it. Although you only really have to drain it in the most humid of conditions, like say swampland of Florida type conditions. All in all, I've been running this in here for a while now, and of course I've been running it with that outside. This is just to show you in demo. And I haven't had to drain it at all. I've opened it up and no water even came out. So let's turn it around back and take a look at it. Alright, so you do have an area to coil up your cord. You do have your vent here. Now that vent will come separately, okay? You're going to put it in, you'll see the notches in there, you'll put it in and twist it, and it will snap right into place. It does expand out any direction you want. When we install this in the house and later on in the video, I will show you how it expands out. Generally, what you want to do with these when you're using them is get that as short and as straight as possible. Now, of course, you're going to have to kink it to put it in a window. It's going to have to go up. But you don't want to do extreme kind of, like right down and kinked as much as possible. You want to get it as few bends and as short as possible. On the bottom there, all the way at the bottom there where I'm pointing, is your water drain, okay? This does have a water alarm in it, so when there is too much water in the unit and it's not evaporating or not cooling enough, it will tell you. You just open that up and drain it. You can put a hose there to drain it into a bucket or something like that, and it does work very well. Now, the other interesting thing about this is this does have this back piece here, and I suspect that's more for the heater end of things. Normally, these are just thin units, okay? But this kind of juts out here that has this section. So, all in all, very, very efficient little unit. And I'll tell you something, this puts out some seriously cold air. This rivals the air coming out of my central AC system. Now, when you do want to clean this, okay, it does have a place where you can clean it. We're going to move this out of the way. You're going to go in here and pop this open, and you can clean the fan. It is a radiator grill type feel to it. You can clean that all out if it gets dusty or dirty or anything like that. When you're done, you just simply snap it closed again, and that's it. So it's a very simple unit to clean, to use, to do all that stuff with. You do have a venting kit, and that's kind of over in the corner there. I'll show you how that works when we go inside and install it. That's going to allow you to put that in your window with that vent anywhere you want very, very easily. So let's take a look at the remote really quickly. Okay, this is your power on and off. That's your mode, so you can choose whether you want it to be cold, air conditioning, heating, fan, or drying. This is your temperature up and down. So I can set it for anything I want, up or down, okay? That's your fan speeds, if you want it low, medium, or high. You can switch from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Let's see if it does it on here. Yep, 21 Celsius or 69 degrees. This controls your swing, which is that piece up top that goes like this, up and down. And I'll demo that when we're inside and it's installed. And this is your timer to set how long you want to do this for. Maybe I only want to cool for 6 hours, and while I'm sleeping I don't care. So I can do that. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to roll it inside. I'm going to show you how that piece over there fits in the window, and then we're going to try this out. Now remember, I have those annoying windows that open this way instead of this way. That is perfect for it. That actually fits perfectly in there. So, I'm going to bring it inside, bring you right back, and we're going to have some fun trying this out inside without my air conditioner on. So with the help of my cat, I'm going to be installing this window section here. Now this section is very easy to put in. Basically, you're going to put it all the way flush up against that and close your window on it. The sides move up and down. Let me grab them for you really quick so you can see. The sides here will move up and down. So you'll just flip that, move it to where you want it, and lock it into place. Or let go, move it up, and lock it into place. You do want this whole middle section open. So once that's open, you can do whatever you want to do with this thing, and it will work very, very well. So we're going to put it in here. We're going to install it. I'll bring you back once it's put in. I'll bring you a little closer so you can see what it looks like. And then we'll put the vent through and actually test this AC unit. Alright, so I'm showing you the window right now, and I do have the unit turned on. Because again, it takes that 3 minutes for it to kick on there with the compressor. I want to put it on cool. Okay? I'll show you the bottom here. That's where it connects. And that's how that all slides in there. Now, there are some loose gaps in here. You know, I probably have to put a little piece of duct tape or whatever over there to cover that up long term, and you can screw it in. There are holes to screw this all in. So all in all, pretty darn neat system. Like the way it works, like the way it installs. It went in fairly easy. You had to kind of push this around a little bit to get it in there, but it went in good. So we're going to sit back and then we're going to use this, and I'm going to show you the remote control and how it all works. And we're going to try and put this down a little bit here, because there's nothing harder than filming with a big white bright background. So let me get it going. Let me get this kicked on with the compressor, and we'll show you the remote control. And then we'll test the temperature coming out of it. Alright, so we've got it running. The compressor did turn on. One of the things that I did notice is that tube, the tube that's venting the hot air, does get kind of warm. Not dangerously hot or anything, but they do give you an insulator that goes over that to insulate you from that if you don't want to have that heat coming on. All in all, pretty cool thing. That way you get that kind of insulated so it doesn't bring the heat radiating back into your house again. So we got it at 70. Put it to 69 just for giggles. And there comes the compressor. Kicking on. Okay. Now every time you do something on here, it does move it to low, however. I am noticing that. I have it on medium now as far as the fan goes. We'll take it up one more to high. As you can tell, it's really not that noisy. Now what I'm going to do is take this, and we're going to take a reading inside there. I'm getting 54 degrees out of that. That's pretty darn good. I mean, the air is freezing cold coming out of that. So it's definitely doing its job. Definitely cooling off. Definitely working good. So that is it running inside the house. We're going to move you up a little closer here. It's kind of hard to see. I know this is not the best of lighting and filming conditions here. Let's move you up close. You can see it working and feel it working. It is definitely blowing some cold air out. So we're going to leave this running for a little bit and see if we can get it down a little bit, the temperature. And I'll bring you back and we'll do our final information on this, and I'll give you final thoughts and the price and my discount code so you can save 10% on this unit. So I have this sideways now just to show you. I put it down to 67. Okay? I wanted to show you how low it can go. I believe it goes down to 60 at its lowest. Let's take a reading inside there. 37 degrees. Let's take a reading on this thing back here. You see what I said? That's 84. So that's taking the hot air out of the house and venting it and pumping in the cold air with the suction there on the back. Do it again, one more reading inside. 35 degrees. And the reason I had to set it to 67 is because I had it at 69 and it reached that temperature inside here, so it's shut off. So this will shut off when it reaches the correct temperature and then turn back on as needed. You don't have to keep it running and running forever and ever. It will get to that point where it's right, and then it will shut off. So there you go. Running nice and cool. And it's definitely cooling the room down. I shut off my AC for this just to try it out. So it's definitely cooling the room down. As far as the window goes, that's all the way sealed up in the window. Really, really handy system. I really like it, actually. It's really, really well thought out. I did have to kind of fight with the hose a little bit because it came out of the bottom there. You know, it just fits in and twists. And it unlocked when I was putting it in the window. But other than that, this thing is pretty darn awesome. Really doing its job. Definitely working well. And again, there you go with the backlight. I hate doing videos with backlight shining through, but you get the idea. It's definitely working, doing its job. So we're going to let it run a little bit more. I'm going to shut it off, and so you can hear me. We're going to do our final information on it,
and give you the discount code and where you can pick one up. All right, so this is the Newair 14,000 BTU portable air conditioner. Okay, it does heating and cooling. I'm probably going to use it most for its air conditioning and not heating because I don't get all that cold. I'd rather be cold than be warm in the winter. So for me, it's a pretty good deal all in all. But it is nice to have that backup heater, that backup emergency heater. We have a heat pump here, and if the heater goes, if the air conditioning goes, especially with our home warranty company, it could be a couple days before either thing is fixed, and then you're stuck here, sitting here in the heat or the freezing cold without any kind of source. So something like this, with a backup power source, like I showed you in the garage, it'll definitely do the job. Again, you're going to need a beefy power station like that Anchor to do it. That Anchor Powerhouse was able to do it, but I tried a smaller one that's a 1200 watt unit, and it wouldn't do it because it got up to about 1300 watts. So you're going to need a beefy power station or a decent backup solar system, or you just keep something like this for when you have a generator, a gas generator. I can run that extension cord right out to my generator outside, as my cat is trying to do. Get out of there, cat. And be able to run it off a generator, so that's no problem at all. I do have that new generator that I showed you a few months ago, and that thing has been working very well. So I do have the opportunity to do that. So I told you about a 10% discount here, so it's going to be all in capitals, Iridium10 _off. Now don't worry, that'll be down below for you to put in when you're checking out. The cost of the unit is $569. Again, it's a little expensive, but you know, it's something that's going to you can use in both seasons, both winter and summer. And if you live out here in the desert, where inside your house could get 120, 115 degrees without air conditioning, you're definitely going to be appreciative when that shows up at your door and your air conditioning isn't working. And that's one of the things, you know, I tell people, being a prepper isn't just about, you know, end of the world disaster, economy collapses, nuclear war. Sometimes it's just about, oh darn, my air conditioner's dead, and it's going to be 3 or 4 days before I can get somebody to fix it. What am I going to do? And that's a simple way to do it. But with this one, you can also, with a decent beefy power station or with a decent homemade solar system, run this off of alternative energy and keep yourself cool as well. So definitely a cool little unit. And like I said, I got a 10% discount on the price, so you're going to save some money on it. I will put the link down below where you can pick this up. This is by Newair, and we have reviewed other stuff from them. And I'm really pleased with it. I say it's definitely works well. Definitely gets cold air out. I couldn't believe it was 35 coming out of there. So, and I can even feel it in here now, even with this unit off. It's cooler in here now with the unit off. So that's the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, the link will be down below, as well as the 10% discount. You can check that out below. Me personally, I got this for my garage. I'm going to be using this out there. When I'm doing videos, it's nice and quiet. It's not obnoxious, so I can do videos and not be sweating to death come the summertime. And that's my use for it, but it'll also come in handy for emergencies and backup. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check all our links down below. We have our Amazon affiliate store down there. We review everything we review in the channel for the most part that's on Amazon, we put there. We have our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store down there as well. And don't forget to check out our freeze-dried wholesaler link. That link will save you 15%. It's the start of the month, folks. Get those orders in. He is just pumping out the food. While other retailers of emergency food are faltering or running huge delays, he's just pumping the stuff out. My last order, I put in a huge order, and you know, part of it wasn't there, but it showed up at my door 2 days later. So he definitely has the inventory to do it. So definitely get your orders in before things get really nuts and you know, it just becomes overwhelming. Remember, they're trying as hard as they can to run 24 hours for you guys and get the food out to you. And my link will save you 15% on freeze-dried wholesaler. And below that is our My Patriot Supply link. That is preparewithiridium.com. If you're looking to get started and you have nothing, we have a 3-month kit for sale on there for $150 off. So check that out as well. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.